welcome in to another YouTube video for Destination Disbound. I am Disneycrew, and today I'm going to be going over a Ian team that we've seen for a while. I have a T8 Ian team. I do have 3 pieces of gear on Ian, but I was able to do 4.2 million in damage, and so we're going to go into that video today, and I'm going to give you guys some instructions and kind of let you guys know how I did that. And so we're going to go on into that right now. So here we go. Alright, so here's the characters on the team. We've got Ian, Sally, Wendy, Barley, and Oogie Boogie. So over here, you'll notice I've got Ian. And so Ian, the key point is going to be this piece of gear here on the right in the middle. That's going to give him crit power up. So with the 15% crit power stone, you're up to 247.25% for that. And the other pieces I've added on is the top left and the bottom left, both of which add offense, but the bottom left adds speed. The pieces that I don't have, you'll notice, are the middle ones. This bottom right one adds speed to it. I do not have that on there, so just know that you don't have to get them fully have full speed on them. So that is my Ian character. And sorry, just going through his powers over here. The main ones that are going to be important are going to be the Voltar Thunderseer. You want to make sure that that's at level 4, and then on the middle move, Magnora Gantuan, you want to make sure that you have at least level 4 on that, so that you can spread one helpful effect from self to adjacent allies. You want to make sure that you have that on there as well. And moving on to the next character, we got Sally. I do have a 15% speed stone on Sally. You want to make sure that you have as much speed as you can get on Sally, because you want her to go a lot. The main reason is because her basic ends up throwing out debuffs onto the enemy, and so that's where her overall, that's where she's going to do the best. And level 5 is not necessary because that throws more damage out there, and you want to put as little damage as possible on the Titan because you're trying to prep them up for the big hit from Ian. So make sure that you stay at level 4 with Sally on that. Other than that, if you'll look at her gear pieces here, I've got on the middle piece over here on the right, which adds speed to her, and the bottom left, which also adds speed. You'll notice if you go through the other ones that we are not seeing any more speed added to her. So all you need for her is to get the speed going so that she can go again. Alright, looking at Wendy. Wendy right now, you'll notice that I put the top right, which is speed. I put the middle right, which is also speed, and I put the lower left, which is also speed. The ones that I didn't add to her, offense and defense. Again, this one is defense and health, and then over here it's evasion, tenacity, health, and defense. Those don't matter. Again, our main thing is we want Wendy to go as many times as possible and create as many shadows as she can, so that we can get more debuffs out there. Alright, next we're going to Barley. You'll notice that Barley and Oogie Boogie, I only have 10% speed stones on them. The reason why is I'm free to play, and speed stones cost a lot, so you kind of got to go with what you can get. And so all I have done on him is make sure that I've got my speed stones, and you can tell here that I've got basic at level 4. The basic, all that does is calls 2 allies to assist, which is going to be important because you're hoping that you can get Sally to assist and get some more debuffs out there. So that is you need that one. And then the other one is that you get the Quest of Yore. because you're going to give that the first time, you're going to give that over to Wendy so that you can speed her up, because you've got a level 3 here, which increases the target speed meter by 30%. So you can get that speed meter increase to her, but also you give a magic up to her as well. And so once you get that magic up, then that can help her to create another shadow pretty quickly. And the last is Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie, you really don't need to have a lot on him. His basic, I essentially took it up. It's not necessary because all it is a follow-up attack. So that is not necessary. You can really just kind of leave him at level 1 and you'll be fine. But you will notice that even with the 10% speed stone, I have added on the 2 speed pieces for the 2 speed stones here. All right. And now I'm just going to go back through real quick. The main thing that you want on Wendy is you want the I saved your shadow for you. Basically, you want that to be level 4. The reason why is it just gives haste to the shadow when it's summoned, so that it can speed up and you can get it multiple times to attack. And other than that, even her basic right here, she essentially calls 1 random shadow to assist. 10% chance per Peter Pan teammate, which she is the only one, to call an additional shadow to assist. So right now it's at a 10%. If you want to take it up to level 4 and you have, you know, the extra pieces out there to take the ability up, you can. But again, you're only going to add on 10% for a 20% chance. And in mine, I'm just running the regular 10% chance. All right. Other than that, this is the team that you're going to use. And so we are going to go on over and we're going to take a look at the video now and see 4-minute long video. Now, the one thing I want to point out is I did not start the recording till after Sally had her first move. It threw out 2 rounds of debuffs out there for continuous damage. And so it threw those 2 out there. And this is where we're picking up with this now is we're going with the first thing that you're going to start out with Wendy is you're going to create a shadow of Sally, because Sally can get the debuffs out there. That's what's going to be important. Now, for your next move, you've got Oogie Boogie up, and you're going to use his middle move so that you can put a slow on the opponent. You want slow out there on the Titan so that you can get as many hits out there as you can before he gets his turns. So we just applied slow, and you can see right there that we got a 4. If you do not get slow and you're in heroic, forfeit. Okay, you want that slow out there. All right, moving on to Sally. We're using Sally's basic. Now we're getting to Barley. We're using the Quest of Yore, and we're giving it over to Wendy. We get 1 magic increase, and then we also speed her up 30% so that she can go quicker. All right, we're going to basic with this shadow. All right, now Wendy's basic calls a shadow to assist, and so that's what just happened here. So we're throwing more debuffs out. Now, your first hit that you're going to do with Ian, you're going to use the basic. You want to get the blind out there. Try and hit it. You're going to keep using the basics for your Sally's. All you're going to use for Sally is the basic until after the Titan is empowered. So continue to use the basic so you get more and more debuffs out there. All right. Here we go with a basic from the shadow. Now, one thing that we saw that I didn't really comment on was Oogie Boogie. For his second go around, you'd use his third ability, which causes fear to go on the opponent. Now, it's not 100% chance. If for some reason it was resisted, something like that, you need to forfeit, okay? Because based on Sally's ability, if there is fear out there, she has a chance to throw twice, so she can put 6 debuffs out there on the opponent. So make sure that that hits, and he'll take the taunt so that he can take all of the major hits from the the opponent. All right. Now, with Wendy's next go round, we're going to shadow, and you want to shadow the shadow. The reason you shadow the shadow is because you want minimal damage being done to the enemy. So we've just done minimal damage. You'll see a 1 coming out for the shadow's damage. All right. Again, Barley calls, multiple attacks. All right, so we just took our first hit from the opponent. It went over to Oogie Boogie. That's where you want it to be. You want all damage taken off to where it's not hitting any of your Sallys or your Wendy's, any other characters. So overall, that's where we want it to be. Now, with Ian's next turn, okay, his first after the opponent attacks, you have a decision here, and you need to look and see how your Ian is doing. If your Ian is slow, okay, maybe you don't have some speed increases on him, you may want to do the middle move now so that it gets the power out there, okay, so that it extends all the debuffs now. Okay, this is when it's going to be important, is in between this attack and in between the Ice Titan's last attack and his next attack, you want to do the middle move. All right, the reason why is because you can extend all the debuffs. So you'll notice right there on the screen, we have 1s by our continuous damage, which means they're going to run out unless we do that continuous damage. Now, my Ian is pretty fast, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to run it, and we're going to, I'm going to wait until later on to actually run my hit. All right, so here we go. We just do a basic. And then we do a basic with Sally again. Oogie Boogie, we're going to do the basic at this point. So Shadow of Sally, you can see crit hit, 1 damage, but we threw out 6 debuffs. All right, now we've got Sally again. We're going to hit. 75% chance, we hit twice. 75% chance, we hit twice. All right, so the call to assist, that time we had the shadow attack, but we only had 1 shadow attack. Remember, there's only a 10% chance because of where my characters are, where Wendy is when she calls to assist. I only get 10% chance of another shadow attacking. All right, so we get our hit in. We get another double hit from a shadow, a hit from the regular. Now he's going to call to assist. We do get a Sally to hit twice. We get another Sally to hit twice. So here we are. We're really racking it up. So at this point, because there's not enough time for Ian to go again before the Ice Titan puts out the spikes, the ice spikes, we're going to go ahead and do the middle move. All right. Now, in this case, the middle move took the ability, which was basically to add speed to him. It went and it added to him, and it added it to Sally, and added it to Barley, so the Shadow of Sally. So here we are. We're doing our basic. We got 2 hits in. We're doing a basic attack here, another basic, and we got to attack twice, 6 more debuffs. So you're seeing all these debuffs are really stacking up before the enemy goes. Now you'll notice right now we don't have taunt on Oogie Boogie right now, which means that there's a chance Ian could get hit. All right, we're going to continue just doing our basics here. We got 2 out. We're going to do a basic again. So for Barley, the reason why is he's calling to assist, 2 characters to assist, and we want those. We want him to hopefully call Sally so that we can get those 2 hits out there each time. And remember, Sally can speed herself up as well through this. So 2 more debuffs, or 2 more hits, which is 6 debuffs each time. Now, right here, we're prepping to get ready for the big hit, okay? So we're getting our last hit in before the enemy goes now, okay? He's about to lay down the ice spikes, and after he lays down the ice spikes, this is when you're going to want to go next, okay? I've found that if you try and push it to go the round after the ice spikes are laid, a lot of times I empower and can't get that big hit in. So I go ahead and I do it in the round after the ice spikes are laid. All right, Sally goes again, 6 more debuffs. All right, so fear has just been laid down. Ice Titan's doing his attack. He goes after Barley, puts 2 continuous damage on there. We're okay. Now, I do a basic attack here directly on the Ice Titan. Now, if you want, you can attack the Ice Spike so that the damage doesn't go on the enemy. That's your call. I felt pretty confident overall with mine that I wasn't going to empower before I did my big hit, so I went directly at the Ice Titan for this. And I've been running this team for a while, so I know kind of how this run goes. Again, you're seeing the double hits, 75% chance, 75% chance. So you go out there, as long as fear is out there on the enemy, which it is, we're getting 6 debuffs each time. It's really starting to rack up the damage to the enemy. All right, so now I'm looking at when do I want to do my hit. I do the basic again. We call Sally to assist. All right, now I'm trying to figure out when exactly do I want to do my big hit. I'm looking at this and I'm deciding that I have enough time that I can shadow a shadow and get a few more hits out there before I use Wendy's third ability, which will give offense up to Ian. Okay, so I do my shadow. I get an extra shadow out there, and I'm doing my basics here. All right, so now as I'm going, I'm seeing all these debuffs. We're getting really high up here, overall numbers, and so we're looking forward to doing a big hit here in a minute. Oogie Boogie, again, I'm just going to do a basic hit, and we get back to Sally's again. You're just doing the basic moves on each of those. And we're you can see in the bottom left, we're about to have Wendy come up. All right, so Wendy's going to do her third ability, and she gives it to Ian. This gives Ian 1 turn with offense up. All right, the next person up is Barley. You want Barley to give his Book of Yore now to Ian, and when he does this, you'll notice that there's 2 things on have been added. There is the Bullseye, which is guaranteed critical hit, and then you have 2 rounds of crit power up. Remember, that's 247.5% for that number, and so we've gone and we have that plus offense up, so we know that we're ready now for our big hit. We want to keep this run. Typically for me, it's I may go in there if I don't get that crit power up, which is not guaranteed. Okay, the crit power up, it's not guaranteed that you will get that every time the Book of Yore is done. If I don't get it, I'll forfeit, and I say, hey, I want the big power, so I want the big move, so I'll skip it. All right, now we've got our big move from Ian. And here Ian goes with his big move now. So you'll use his third 3.9 million. I was trying to figure out whether to keep the run or not. And all right, the ice spikes are out there. He's basically coming to attack me. I know I don't have much time left. And so here we go. We're just going to try and do any hits that we can. You'll see in a second. Okay, so after he is empowered, you want to use Sally's middle move, which is her highest powered move, so that you can get the extra damage in. And then you'll see here that I'm actually looking to see, because I don't remember which of Oogie's moves. It's his second move, adds the most damage, and I'm killed soon after that. And didn't really make it past that area. And here you go. I got 4,217,000 in damage overall. So almost 4 million damage from Ian alone. And all that was because of all the damage that was done by all the continuous damages that were added by Sally, the shadows of Sally, and those continually popping out. That's what helps us to get our score up. You want to keep those going. So in between the enemies, the Ice Titan's first attack and his second attack, you want to do Ian's second move to extend all your debuffs. And then before he does his third attack, so in between his second attack and third attack, that's when you want Ian to do his big move. And with that, I was able to get 4.2 million damage. Again, that's with a T8 Ian. He does have, you know, some gear pieces to get him to T9. Each one does, except for I think Barley. Mainly, you're talking about speed for some of these characters, and so that's how overall we were able to do it. I hope that you guys learned a lot from this video. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you go out and apply this. I hope you guys can end up doing better than I am. I'm hoping that you guys that have T9 Ians can take this strategy, that you can use it and you can do well. But again, a lot of it is figuring out the speed part if you have a T9 Ian, because you have 12 more speed on you than what I have. So the main thing is kind of figuring that out. But overall, I go in between after the ice spikes are laid. That's when you're going to do that big damage. So thank you all for tuning in. Again, I'm Disneycrew on behalf of Destination Disbound. Thanks for watching this video. Catch Disbound, who is my wife. You can catch her on Twitch under _Disbound. And I hope to see you guys in there. Thank you.